All right, Tuesday, December 2nd. Filling up the pickup here. It's late season elk. We went out yesterday in a different unit. Tagged out my dad up there. Now we're headed up to another unit to get Ray's elk. We've had our eyes on this herd for a while. They decided to winter there last year, and they're wintering again this year. Pretty big herd of them. I know the general area on where they are, so probably the goal is kind of drive around till we spot them, and once we spot them, we'll plan on what our stock's gonna be on them. I assume they're gonna be pretty far off the road, so we're just gonna have to spot them and get up on them. But we'll pick you up when we get up there. We're getting some brekkie and getting the truck filled up, so we'll pick you up in a sec. 6:04. We're up here. The sun comes up in about 38 minutes. Probably gonna wait a little longer than that because it's not gonna be completely light out, so see what we find. Driving around in here, trying to turn them up. The sun's only been up for about 20 minutes. No sign of them yet. About a deer, but this will eventually open up, and I think that's where they're gonna be, is on these open slopes waiting for the snow to melt. So once this opens up, we're gonna get up there and check it out. Something up a little more back in here. Got some coyotes howling down there. Probably can't hear them, but I know they're in here somewhere. We've been watching this herd pretty close, so just a matter of turning them up. Some track right here. Looks kind of old. There's some snow in it, so it was snowing a little bit this morning. We're gonna keep looking, see what we find out. Couple deer up there. I can't even see him right there. Bumped into another hunter. They're on a smaller herd, it sounds like, so I'm not gonna be that guy and go try and get on the back side of them or anything. So we're gonna head to a different spot, see if we can't locate a herd of them up there, and if we cannot, we're gonna come back over here and basically try and get on this same herd once these guys have had their opportunity. So alright, we spotted a smaller herd right up over here, over this ridge. We're gonna get chasing them here. Worst part is those hunters that we bumped in or two earlier we just keep bumping into them on the same herds. So I left them alone on the first one, and it doesn't sound like they're gonna leave me alone, so it's gonna be a race to this. But I think we know exactly where they're at. They seemed like they were spooked, they were running, but we got around them and now they should be running right at us, so should be able to glass them up again once we get up here. About 600 of them. They're pretty fucking far. I don't know how we're gonna get up on them. There. Right there. About 1,000 yards away. We're gonna see if we can't make it at them. see what we can get done here. Change of plans. The herd of elk is right up there over that hill. We were gonna go that way. We're gonna drop down in that canyon, come up that one, get up on that ridge and try and get a shot on them. It's probably about an hour walk. Made it to the elk. They're probably about 400 yards away. I'm gonna see what I can do, what position I can get us in. Climb up there and get steady. We got like 20 seconds. They're moving. Hey, just get as steady as you can from right there. She's moving. She couldn't get steady. They dropped down over that hill and try and creep up over there, I think. Don't know who shot one here, but it wasn't us, was it?
Not today.
Got to about 200 yards on him. Ray couldn't get comfy.
Then I cried because I was frustrated.
But somebody's got something here. That's pretty fresh. Well, this is where we watched our herd come up onto that hill. We're all the way up there. Well, more like over there, spotted a couple of them running from the truck. Decided to get up on that hill. I think we got that on video and got somewhere in here. Seen a ton of them bedded over there. Standing up still, actually. So, come down and around and we got up on top of this hill and headed dead east and bumped into them. Got to 208 yards. Okay, so we're gonna call it a day today. We spotted that herd of elk probably a good 2 miles away. Got into 200 yards on them, and they actually wound up moving while we were stalking. So we got up to where we thought they were. They weren't there, and so we had to walk a little bit further, and we could hear them bugling, kind of talking a little bit. So we knew they were nearby. So we wind up finding them again, got within 200 yards of them, and Ray got all set up, just couldn't get comfy with the gun, and so they made us out eventually. She kept moving around to try and find a different spot to kind of get set up in. So, but on our way back, we figured out I could feel something kind of wiggling on my back, and I had the rifle on my back. And so I took the rifle off, started kind of fidgeting with it, started wiggling the scope. Well, the sight rail has somehow managed to wiggle loose, so we're gonna run to Shields and get that all tightened back down. Then unfortunately they're gonna have to take the scope off to tighten that down. So then we're gonna run up somewhere, get it sighted back in. While we're at Shields, we'll probably look for another bipod, one that maybe drops down a little further, so hopefully we don't run into the problem of her not being able to get comfortable again. But that's a wrap on today, and see you tomorrow bright and early.
In the black. Can I throw these?
Alright, rifle is dialed back in at the new PD shooting complex. It's pretty cool. All right, December 4th. I think the last day we were out was December 2nd. We didn't go out yesterday. It snowed pretty good up there. So we're gonna hope the roads aren't too bad up there, those little trails that we run around on, but if they are, I guess we'll get through it. Hopefully we don't get stuck. If we do, I got a couple of things that will hopefully get ourselves out, but yeah, we're gonna kind of run it the same way we did. Drive around until we spot the herd and get on them from there. The gun's all fixed, so we're ready to rock, and got a taller bipod on the rifle, so hopefully she doesn't fight that problem again. But Ray's in there getting breakfast for us. Just got the pickup filled up again, and we'll pick you up when we get up there. Just got up here. We were just driving along this road here. 2 cows went across the road. So we're trying to see if we can spot them here. Haven't yet. They probably took off. But I think we're gonna hop back in the truck and try and get on the backside of them. There was only 2. Alright, we just had 2 to 4 cows run across the road when we were kind of pulling up in here. They went high, so this road kind of loops around. We're gonna loop around, see if we can't find them again. I don't know if they could have been like the tail end of a herd, or it's weird that there'd only be 4 of them right now, but we'll see what we can find. Alright, they're right across this fence here. Somewhere over here. We're gonna creep up, kind of try and glass them up, and let you know what we see. Was a herd of about 50 of them right here. They're just spooked from the sound of the truck. I mean, it's not like we meant to bump into them, but we did. But they're right down here somewhere in this timber. They're kind of took off moving again. I don't know if we keep trying to push them, or this snow is just so loud to walk on. So I don't know what we're gonna do just yet. Alright, we followed them back in here for a little ways. I think it's probably best that we just turn around. I'm trying to move. It's impossible to try and be quiet, so this herd didn't work out too well because they hurt the truck. I mean, I wasn't expecting them to be right on the road like that. It was a smaller herd, probably about 50 of them. The elk we saw on the road were on the tail end of the herd, because we got up here and there was about 50 of them about 400 yards away. Just not a very good shot to take. So we tried to get over the fence and we started working up, but this snow is just too loud and they're already skittish. So they busted us like that and they kept going, and as much as I want to try and follow their tracks through here, it's just not worth it trying to walk through this snow. So we're gonna go try and find another herd from the truck. Try and glass them up from a ways away. That way we can spot and stalk them. So we'll pick you up at the next herd. Couple of bighorn sheep that got us pretty excited. Thought it was some elk, but they're freaking pretty far. But it looks like they're elk bedded down right there. Pulled the spotter out and they're rams. So roll the clip.
We just stopped to get some lunch for the day. and we are now heading back up. We've got about 3 to 3.5 hours left until sunset, so hopefully we get it done today. If not, we'll be back out tomorrow. No, no. Stay right the fuck there. Can't tell.
Congratulations.
Elk down, bro. Oh.
Good job, Ray. Good shot. Congratulations. Sorry there was no kill shot. We left the GoPro at home on accident. It is December 5th. I really wasn't even gonna record today because I didn't bring the GoPro, but of course,
Fucking elk.
there it is. Gonna have to beep that out. But we were driving, bumped into some other hunters, and they said there's a herd up here on these flats. I knew they were in here, I just didn't know where, but we're driving and we get down in this canyon and I got that feeling. I said, we need to stop here and we need to walk. We need to walk up that hill. And we peeked up that hill and there they were 400 yards away. Ray took a nice 373 yard shot all the way down there from those trees. And I don't think she went far.